not, and may likely not even go to trial before the election. Jonathan, we have a group of retired military leaders following this amicus brief in support of Jack Smith on Monday. These are four-star generals and admirals and former defense officials as well, saying if Trump's immunity claims are upheld, it would be a threat to democracy and the military chain of command. Former Army Secretary Luis Caldera spoke with Jen Psaki. Let's take a listen.
A president who is intent on violating the law because he's not subject to criminal prosecution would put the military officers and soldiers, the troops, in a position to do things that are unlawful for which they could be prosecuted. The only way that civilian and military leadership works together is if there's fundamental trust between the civilian and military leaders. But if you have a president who's intent to use the military for unlawful purposes, you've destroyed that unity that exists.
What do you make of this move, Jonathan, from military leadership? We certainly know, though, that obviously the Supreme Court, during its hearing of oral arguments, would not necessarily take that into account. This is more of a public plea, in a way.
Yeah, that's right. First of all, to connect it to our previous conversation, these are people who certainly know an official act. You know, there are moments where a president would need immunity in the conduct of war. These are the people, these are the officers who would be carrying out those orders. But really, it is far more important than even that. They're suggesting that if a president had total immunity, he or she could behave with such reckless abandon, perhaps even order unlawfully conduct, into combat, that would jeopardize the entire democracy and the American experiment. And certainly we have heard now from a number of decorated generals and admirals, from a number of retired secretaries of defense, from retired Pentagon leaders, from members of Trump's own cabinet, really respected, prestigious men and women who have said, and many of whom who served closely with Trump and watched him day in and day out, who say this man is unfit for office. This man not only should be, in this case, potentially prosecuted, or at least stand to face charges, but someone who would not be worthy of holding the presidency again. And that does add up when you start hearing all of these people who know him best, who argue that he's a clear and present danger to national security. The question is, will enough voters hear it?
Jonathan Lemire, thank you. Danny Ceballos, thank you.